All right, can you hear me there? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me there? Test, test, test. Can't hear me. God darn it, this computer sucks. All right, so now you can hear me. Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, I don't have my my Wi-Fi, so this is just from the phone. I don't know how long it's going to work. Yeah, what's up, guys? What's up? 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 Oh, there we go. Shh, look at this. Look at this. The My Father cigar. How's that looking there? Oh, the tickets. The tickets are right here. My Father Connecticut Shade wrapped cigar. This one's like $10. And as I mentioned earlier, the Connecticut Shade cigar is literally grown under shade. The tobacco is grown under this sort of white cloth that helps it protect it from the sun, so the tobacco doesn't get as dark. So it is indeed actually from Connecticut. A lot of these cigars, you know, the Connecticut cigars tend to have a little bit more of a peanut, more of a butterscotch type of flavor. They're lighter in terms of their fullness. They're not as full-bodied in terms of sort of its oils, but it still can be a very rich and enjoyable smoke. So this is what we're going to have today. The My Father cigar. Let's see here, My Father Toro. It was like $10. And again, I had to take it out of the cello. Nice label. And we're going to have the Cloudbuster. One of these Cloudbusters from Illuminated Brewworks. Right, the Cloudbuster. It's a spring saison. It's Reichsformed application or focused Oregon. This spring saison will evaporate only cloud covering you to focus on it. She drinks vinous, peppery, dry, while still holding notes of white grape, gooseberries, and a pear from a Nelson Sauvignon hops and post fermentation. Bunch of stuff I really don't understand. Wee! But we're gonna have that with this cigar. Oh, the tickets. The tickets, yeah. So we went with the 3 tickets. Nothing large, nothing huge so far. Might double down on it. We did Dustin Jacoby is the primary bet. Justin Jacoby is the primary bet here. So we went a unit on Justin Jacoby, $40 or just under a half unit on Charles Jourdain. I might double down. If Charles Jourdain becomes a bigger underdog, I might go and throw another 20 on it. I might have the time to do that. One of Wayne's picks, Herbert Burns, I threw just a 20 on it, just as a flyer. I'm not too confident in Burns, and we could discuss that in a moment here. And then I threw a little money on Tom Aspinall, trying to get him at this number, because maybe he might jump even higher. So I just did him on the money line. So those are the tickets there. And we're taking some dogs. We're taking a risk. I think those will be my plays. I'm going to stick to those. I'm not going to do anything else. I probably shouldn't have been splurging on this excellent cigar here. Hey, can you guys still hear me? Just let me know. And this beer, the beer itself, these are like $15 4-packs. Over there at Illuminated, the shit ain't cheap, but the shit is good. You know, you got to pay to play sometimes, and even like with the cigar, it's got a nice little ribbon here, as you see. Right, I'm going to try to get that ribbon off without trying to damage the cigar. It has a little piece of cello on there. And again, guys, I'd like to know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I think there's a little spice in this. It's not going to be quite as butterscotchy. Let's see here. I don't have my poker, but I'm going to use this X-Acto knife to poke a nice hole in there, a nice T, a cross T. And I'm getting rather deep in it. I don't always do this, but boom, I'm going to make a T cut, and it's just that, a T cut. Yeah. I'm getting a draw. Yeah, there is a little spice to it, a little pepper. JoJo's saying I should have put that extra 20 on Jacoby as well. You know, there's a unit on there. I put 100 on him, so I'm okay with that. I think it's just the flyer on Herbert. You know, the Herbert was at what, plus 140 or a little bit greater than that. I think he's going to have the jiu-jitsu advantage against Bill Agio. Yes, his chin is very questionable, but I do think that Herbert, you know, it's a big fight for both those guys. Aljo's coming off a 3-fight losing streak, I believe. I can't really check. That's the other thing. I can't check like the fight listing because I don't have my computer to check anything. So I don't know what we're going to talk about. I guess we're going to talk about, you know, we're going to talk about what you guys talk about, because I can't like go and grab any statistics like I normally do because my Wi-Fi is down and I didn't have the luxury of my computer. But we're still going to like sip and smoke. We're going to do this Cloudbuster Spring Saison from Illuminated Brewworks. And this My Father cigar. Whoa. Oh yeah, I smell like the grapefruit right off the bat. This is going to be a perfect pairing here. I think this is going to be, you know, it's a little bit of a milder cigar. These Connecticut shades. Burns hasn't fought in years. Has it probably been 2 years? Has he been out that long? Well, you know, it's just a flyer. I don't, you know, I could go back and put more on Jacoby or on even Jourdain. So I think Jourdain's going to continue to become a bigger dog. And I think you were correct, Jojo. I think that Jacoby is going to become a bigger favorite. So we're going to pour this into the glass. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Look at that. See? A little lighter of a beer. Right? My illuminated Stein. Yeah, big time grapefruit smell. Lots of citrus in this thing. And that's common with a lot of beer makers right now. They're having a lot of citrus in their beers, which I'm fine. I'm cool with that. I used to like be, partial to that. I didn't like that they were making all these flavors into these beers, but everything that they do over there at Illuminated Brewworks, if there is like some berries in this, or if there is some like grapefruit, it's not an artificial flavor. They're actually adding that citrus to the beer. In fact, while I was there, they were making another Spring Sunshine. Not the Spring Sunshine. Was it the Spring Sunshine? I think it was called the Spring Sunshine, where they use a lemon, and he was making taking the lemon rinds and grinding them up from a potato peeler. So they're using like fresh lemons, like real actual lemons. Oh, this is perfect. Perfect. And it has a nice little spicy kick at the end of the beer. Lots of citrus. My goodness, I'm almost, lots of berries. This is a very, very tasty beer. Very nice. Perfect for right now. We're in Chicago. It's super hot. I had a long morning this morning, doing some overtime work. So good deal. I was splurging, man. Living the life. Look at this. Oh, superb. Light, crisp. What a fantastic beer. I mean, that is a very, very nice beer. Very good choice on my part. Let me see. I don't have any cedar. Well, we're gonna light the cigar. We're gonna get it going. Using the wood matches. Wood matches all the time, guys, from Orso. Orso's in Chicago. You ever come to Chicago, you want some good Italian food, you go to this place. You go to Orso's. And we'll probably use a couple of these matches here. And some sort of heating the cigar a little bit. Whoa. Usually I would, use some cedar, or a butane lighter is okay. And yeah, last time I lit it poorly, like I did this one as well. And I'm blowing on it, giving it some oxygen. Yeah, it's a little nutty. And this is a 62 gauge, so it's a really fat cigar. Yeah, it's not as full bodied as the Maduro, the Hoyo de Monterrey Maduro that we had last time. But this is really nice. I wanted it something a little lighter. It does have a slight pepperiness to it, as I mentioned before, a slight spice, but that's not bad. It's still, you know, if this, I sat on these, seeing this cigar is a good price cigar. Yeah, it's lighter, has more of woods to it. You know, it definitely could use some cedar. It could use some sitting and some time in a humidor, so that it gets more of the buttery kind of butterscotch that you might want from a Connecticut shade. Right now, it has a lot of like peanut sort of flavor, and you want something more that has more of like a cashew or a pistachio, almost a pistachio-like kind of finish on it that has sort of, you know, something that's more defined and not just tasting raw cedar or you know, like a wood taste to it, right? Like it has that pepperiness, has that spice, but it sort of lacks in its oils. You know, it lacks in that the aging that would allow it to have a little bit more of a complex flavor. Not bad, not bad at all. So I think the first fight is that Herbert Burns versus Bill Aggio is the first bout. So you know, it is just $20, man. It's not really that big of a deal. But you're right. I should have just put that money on either stuck to my two main bets, or put it on Aspinall. We should have jumped on Aspinall weeks ago when he was plus money. I think it should be an even money line. Obviously, Aspinall is a fan favorite, and MMA pundits as well as the MMA community is really backing him because he's already at minus 130, bro. Which is I don't think he's deserving of that number yet, because Curtis Blades has got some serious wrestling chops. He's got some serious ground game that Aspinall hasn't seen yet. He hasn't faced a pure grappler of this caliber yet, so it's going to be a test for him. Just like the fight, the main event, like with Ortega and Yair Rodriguez. I don't think Yair Rodriguez has faced a fighter of the caliber, or the grappling caliber, the jiu-jitsu caliber for sure, as Ortega. But the problem for Ortega is that he's fallen in love with his hands. Like all the fighters, we discussed this earlier, everyone's looking for those 50 Gs. Everyone's looking for the KO, the big highlight. And, you know, you have fighters like Ortega not really wrestling or chain wrestling. He's great at jiu-jitsu, but his wrestling game isn't really on point. Mm. Yeah, everybody's welcome over. Everyone's welcome over, guys. Everyone's welcome over, of course. Yeah, not as full-bodied. Again, it's more of a has a more of a peanut sort of character. It's definitely getting better at this stage, right when the initial lighting is on. I didn't do the best job lighting this thing. I'm gonna definitely have to get some cedar. I should have asked when I was at the shop to see real news. Man, Yair's really slick, man. You saw how well he did in the clinch. Yair uses his judo, really, a lot of hip tosses to be very wily, to get out of those engagements. He could avoid the clinch, unlike what he did with Zombie. He's going to be, I think, more effective at creating or keeping distance from Ortega, because Ortega's wrestling is not on point. How is Ortega going to get it to the ground is really the bigger question, because there's no mistaking that his jiu-jitsu, I mean, look at, he had Volkanovski in that deep choke that Volkanovski got out of, but it took Ortega a while, a few rounds, to even get to that position. And Yair moves extremely well. He's definitely always fighting on the back foot. He's always sidestepping. He has great switching movement. I'm very impressed by it. I'm surprised he didn't. And as I mentioned, Joey mentioned as well, that lesson, that beating that he took from Holloway, I think is going to be a learning lesson for him on how to really maintain his distance better. And he's more of a counter fighter, and I think he's really good at it. And Ortega's going to fall into that. He's going to play right into Yair's strengths, but the problem with Yair is that he just doesn't have that real stopping power. I mean, sure, the skills. I mean, that was an incredible knockout, and he does, he works in volume over time, and as we've seen, Ortega can take it. So Ortega's going to be live for that sub all 5 rounds. I believe the not to go the distance was almost even money. So Vegas is really on the, not certain that either of these guys are going to finish. I think playing the sub is the way to go. I didn't see the number. I should have checked when I was at the casino. Maybe JoJo could. Our play, as we mentioned, Real News. Our main play is the Jacoby money line. Is what I'm doing. That's my main play for this week. Just like last week, I played the dog and it paid for me. Saeed Yaqub, not Nurmagomedov, but the other Saeed Yaqub was a good dog, and he dominated from pillar to, from bell to bell. Cheers, guys. This is a fantastic beer, man. This is one fucking really good beer. Perfect for the summer day. Tastes like grapefruit juice, man. Tastes like juice. Love it. Love it. It's the Cloudbuster from Illuminated Brewworks. I think if you are going to play Ortega, the sub is the way to do it. That is his win condition. I don't see him outpoint striking Yair Rodriguez. No way is he going to be able to outpoint him over 5 rounds unless he's did dramatic improvements in his striking, which is developing. But I don't know if he's had. I don't know. I don't watch the Instagram. I don't see if he's been acting and with his girlfriend all the time. He really he's busy. He's a busy guy. He's a star. Ortega's a star. So we're going to see if, he's gotten better or upped his game, because I think Yair is always improving, and just the way Yair moves is going to be a big problem for Ortega, and the variety of strikes and kicks. I mean, the guy has got a far better kicking game, great Taekwondo kicks, excellent. We see the spinning attacks that Yair Rodriguez has. The knockout that he got from Zombie was not a fluke. He landed that reverse sort of elbow twice or before that, right? So, Real News saying he split on the Jacoby fight, but he's good. Him and Noah Allen took him in the Capper Comparison Unranked Fighter Challenge, and he's already made top 15. He also mentions that Volk was training with Craig Jones and brought in the right guy to train prior to Ortega. I think Yair gets caught in a first assault attempt. Well, the thing for Yair, he trained with Brandon Moreno. I am hoping, if he was smart, he was still training with Brandon Moreno for this bout, at least in his jiu-jitsu. Because Brandon Moreno's got a legit jiu-jitsu game and legit wrestling. Being the champ. I mean, look at what he did to Figueiredo. I mean, the guy is really good on both of them. So, Joey's saying that Waterson is the dog of the night. I don't think so, man. Lemos is a bad lady. She could have stayed in there. She was holding her own with Andrade for as quickly as it was, and I think she's just tougher, stronger than Waterson. Waterson takes a lot of damage. Not great defensively, not great moving wise. Waterson's a gatekeeper. And I think Lemos could be a gatekeeper as well. She has talent. I think Lemos is sort of on the slight rise, where Waterson is in that position where she's going to be trying to hold her spot. Is Lemos a minus 370? Absolutely not. I'm as you mentioned before, I was going to parlay Lemos, and at minus 370, no, there's a lot of other lines I think that are a better value in that particular. If you're going to parlay, there's other fighters that you could parlay that have a better value than that minus 370 on Lemos. But I'm still favoring Lemos by even take TKO, because Waterson takes way too much damage and she gets punched in the face a lot. And Lemos has got legitimate power. I think she, is one of those few women. I think I saw the TKO line for her was plus 250. Or I'm sorry, the finish line was plus 250, and I didn't look at the TKO line. If someone can make a mention of that, I'd be interested in seeing that. And what is the decision line for Waterson? Because I think that is her path to victory, is just out-voluming Lemos, because Lemos is power and strong, but she really is also has aggressiveness, but is not high volume. Yeah, Real News for sure. The Ortega is the subline. If I'm gonna bet that fight, I'm not betting Yair knockout. I'm betting Yair decision or Ortega via sub. If I bet on any of those. Real News also saying Waterson, he said no action for him, but he has to take Lemos on Tapology. Yeah, man. Lemos, I think, is just more aggressive. Waterson is a good fighter, lots of talent, good kicks, good solid striking, but her defense is really lacking and her movement is really lacking. But maybe she decides to wrestle. If she decides, she's not the worst grappler in there, but it would help her and it would suit her well if she could get to the ground and slow Lemos' striking attacks down and start stealing rounds, because it's a 3-round fight. She could win a decision, but let's see how the judges view the control time in this. It's been sketchy or random how the judges have been scoring control, both in the clinch as well as on the ground. I think they're very focused on damage right now. I don't agree with that. Like with Armand Petrosian And Kai Barallo, he deserved that victory. Kai Barallo did what he needed to do to grab that victory. I was on JoJo saying Waterson will grab the cage. Yeah, that she will. She's going to grab the cage. She's going to try to get this down. She's going to try to close distance and really try to control Lemos, just as Andrade did. That's sort of, we saw that was a key, and we saw how quickly she tapped. And Waterson's jiu-jitsu game is not horrible. Her wrestling game is good, though. And I think that is like, Lemos is going to be, her aggressiveness, can get her trapped into allowing Waterson to get and land easy takedowns. We'll see Lemos's get-up game, but if Waterson decides to make this just a straight kickboxing match, she might have more volume. I haven't seen the stats on it. I apologize, guys, but she might be slightly more active, but Lemos's power is going to keep Waterson at bay. Waterson's going to be more cautious when she's closing distance. She's not going to want to be in that phone booth in the close quarters combat attacks. She's not going to want to be there where Lemos is going to have a big advantage. So it looks like Joey's gone. I can see only one person still here, but that's all right. Oh, yes. Now it's nice. Now that slight butterscotch, that cashew, because it's heated. Again, after a while, when you smoke the cigar, when you heat it up, the oils come in and come out in the cigars, and the flavors get more defined. So, really nice. Very, very good pairing. I'm really liking this. The spicy finish is gone. It definitely has more of that not quite a cashew, but it has that sort of cashew finish now. So the spice or that spicy edge and that cedar taste, because a lot of these cigars do sit in some cedar prior to actually boxing them. They actually do have them in some cedar sometimes, and they had that there. So really, really, for a $10 cigar, it's got to be a good cigar. $10, you should be getting a good smoke. This would be an excellent, excellent cigar to sit on, to age. This, just like the Julio de Monterrey Excalibur that we had last week. Good cigars, just like wine. It's good to age cigars because it allows their oils to develop. Their flavors become more refined, just like a wine, and then they just tend to smoke better, have a lot better, more again, defined flavors. And this cigar would be a nice one. Nice cigar. I need to start actually aging some cigars again. Maybe make another humidor like that box. See that thing behind me right there? My intention was to make that into a humidor. That little end table that I found in the garbage, a little antique end table. I could put a little humidor mortar in there. It already has made a nice wood. I could line it with some cedar. You just go and find a particular cedar that's good. You go to Home Depot and find some cedar. Line it with some cedar. Fucking don't glue it. Hit it with some nails. Nail it on the inside of the cedar. Buy a humidification unit or motorized unit. I can make a motorized one. But nowadays they sell such good, blocks and bricks, as well as all these other kinds of pads that could be for a humidor. So that's why I kept that thing back there, was to make a humidor out of it in the future. And I think I still might, Excellent. Look at another review. Product review. We know that I have a slight gun collection and collect armaments. This is a handguard from Midwest Industries for my 1022 Ruger, my Ruger Charger. This is going to replace the plastic factory handguard, and it has M-lock slots and QD slots. So these are what are called quick detach slots, QD slots. There's two of them. so that you can attach your sling point or use as a sling point for your 22. Criticisms of these right away: the powder coating is very thin, right? I usually prefer like when the powder coat has a little more thickness to it. It doesn't feel cheap. Like this thing doesn't feel cheap, but it definitely has a smooth finish. But I expected some better powder coating from Midwest Industries, company out of here, I believe out of Wisconsin. They make some really nice handguards. This is a really nice piece here. This is going to go, again, I'm going to attach the barrel piece to this, right, via this slot right there. And they provide their own unit. The only thing that I don't like and that I'm uncertain about is the M-lock, or the piece that they give me there doesn't have the Midwest Industries logo on it, and I wonder if it's like just a cheap Chinese piece that they include. I doubt it. I think that they probably make their own. I'm hoping it's their piece. I'm gonna have to confirm that it's a Midwest Industries rail piece, and I think it might be. And if it is, that's a good value. I got this off of Optics Planet. I've been wanting this for my 1022 Ruger Charger that is already gone. You know, I put a lot of money into the thing. I have a Copper Mountain, adapter to it, so I could put a pistol brace on there. So my Charger has a pistol brace on there. I also put a new trigger in there. The thing is just sort of tricked out. I have some other parts internally that even lower or mitigate the recoil even more, that make it a little quieter when it shoots. So I've been looking at this piece here. It used to be like $140. It dropped down to like $100.